situation. Looking at the view outside, I thought I would never make it. Every day, take, but that don't stop the money making. If you want it, go and take it. Ain't no point in hesitating. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind.
Yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, and it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't yeah, call us dangerous. Ain't too many can play with us. See what this game here taking us. No barber, ain't no fading us.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. It can certainly get loud inside this building, and just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Set! 280! I got one. Watch the twin! Watch the twin! Look at him!
Here's Ty Johnson, rookie six-rounder from Maryland. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
180! 54! 20! Here we go, D. Get off the field. Hey, easy! Smooth!
From the 30 on second down, Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Get him.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
250. 59. 32. It's our time. Alert flat. Alert. 22 jet bombers. 22 jet bombers. 32. Check 52. Watch safety green. Watch safety green.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose. Poked out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
180. 21. Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day offense.
Play action. Stafford. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. We documented it last week. They played so well defensively. 4 interceptions. Tried to get their hands on another one there.
And when you've had 4 the previous week, you are just itching for more the very next week. And there was a great opportunity. It went by the wayside, but let's not underscore what's going on with this defensive unit. They are around the ball every time it's being put in the air.
Now Stafford. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ben Gideon in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? You know when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie that stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? But if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, he might be a little jumpy as well. Might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
Check 3.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Cousins gives way to Cook. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
A first down throw for Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 8 on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
That's what I do.
To throw is Stafford. And his throw is going to be incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson, but now it'll be third down.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Mike, check, 59.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on third down conversions to start this thing. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts in drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return.
Here we go. Bring the energy.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey got the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Detroit. Antonio Brown, 78 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Wild Bill. Check now.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Jamie Collins. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
32! 59, Mike is 59. Mike's the 59. Okay. Hey, wahoo! Mike 59, Mike 59.
From the 50, Stafford. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. I got you, pop. 54 is Mike, 54 is Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54. Hey, defense, let's go.
Now it's Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
He can't hang. He's not gone.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Shifts by him. And some space here. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now 21-7. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Stafford. And almost intercepted. It would have been his 2nd pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 50. Hey, Charlie. Switch. Mike 5-4.
2nd and 10, Stafford again. And he finds Danny Amendola. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Stafford. Got a man, it's Amendola. And all the way inside inside the 15 before they drop him. That one goes for 36 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Johnson. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Throwing is Stafford. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and goal.
Watch the shot. Drill right, 22.
Back to throw. Stafford. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Anthony Barr. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Here we go.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Cousins to throw it. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 37.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. That's caught by Geronimo Allison. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Working out of the gun, Cousins. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and it's third down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And they got the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Stafford now to throw. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Stafford now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going deep for Brown. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Antonio Brown can wreak havoc in so many ways. Here he's able to cause a PI penalty.
He runs the defensive backs with such speed and power. I think it creates panic on their end, and a lot of times they just reach out and grab him, and that's the result there, a pass interference call.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
Prater now will send it away following the made field goal. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff,
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
they need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Throwing is Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Come get some. Hey, echo. Tight wide. Shoot. Right done.
3rd and long for Cousins. That is caught. It's Tajay Sharp. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Now Brown. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Here we go.
They go to Johnson again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
22.
Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
He's checking. Crash. Hey, watch it.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. It's a big play there for the Lions. 57 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Ty Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Prater for the extra point, and that will get him 1 closer. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you'd think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 23.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
You can't block me. Mike 40, check.
Cousins. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, Actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now, the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Now Cousins. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. He gets it away, and I think they'll smartly play keep away here from Brown. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
Hey, nice 7.
Throwing again on second down. Stafford, open man is Galladay, complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
It's a gain of 4, and it's third down.
Set, waiting.
Mike is 59.
Easy. 40 gun. Hey, box truck.
Pick it up. Mike, check.
Stafford on third down. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he will be knocked down hard, but he will have the first down. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. If you're thinking of a comeback here, you go to 2016. That's when Stafford had an NFL record 8 fourth-quarter comebacks. But last year, despite playing all 16 games, he had 0. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Ty Johnson, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. As they now sit just a 2-point conversion away from tying this game up in the fourth quarter. Now Stafford, and he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the fourth. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
At the 29-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
There you are. Knock it up.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. He finds an opening past the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. A gain of 32 that time. The offense just continues to reign supreme. Big plays, both sides, back and forth. Tough to keep track of.
It certainly is, and I'm over here just marveling at what I'm seeing. It's tough for you, though. You got to call all these big plays and have all this emotion each time they go at each other.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's Madison running on 1st down. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 24-yard line.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
Hey, exit.
Hey, 25 to Mike. We're going 25 to Mike. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
First down. Here's Cousins. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
And that third counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without him, they're not winning this game.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And they will take a 7-point lead. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Zettel popping in for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Third and long. It's Stafford. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now.
And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Bailey got the extra point, and the lead now up to 14.
42. Lions 28.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. But now it's 3rd down. Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver done. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off near the 42, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
At their own 42-yard
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Again, it's Cook. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. With it is Brown. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. He's going to let it fly. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. From the gun, here's Stafford. And Amendola with a catch. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. On 1st down at Stanford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.